We're just wondering if they were washed. We're not sure. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good evening. It is now 6 p.m. on Tuesday, July 8th. And I'd like to call our Richland County Special Call Meeting to order. Madam Clerk?
Brenham,
Here.
Pugh,
Here.
Little. Here. Livingston.
Here.
Teratio.
Here.
Weaver.
Here.
Barron.
Here.
Aline.
Here.
Mackey.
Here.
English.
Present.
Newton.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. I'd like to acknowledge Councilwoman English, who is joining us virtually this evening. Per County Council rules, she did notify me more than 24 hours in advance that she would be attending virtually, so it is acceptable. Next on our agenda is invocation. Councilman Weaver, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I brought with me tonight a paragraph I cut out of the state newspaper in June of 2015 after that terrible tragedy at Mother Emanuel Church in Charleston. So to honor Senator Pinckney on this 10-year anniversary, I thought I would read this in his honor. One of the scriptures he loved the most was from the Old Testament prophet Malachi. It was one of his personal favorites. And it says it's one of the most important for our elected leaders to heed. So please pray with me. He has told you, O mortal, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you, but to do justice and to love kindness and to walk humbly with your God. Amen. Now please join me in our National Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay, before we move to our next item on our agenda, I just wanted to briefly take a moment to recognize a special person this evening. As many of you know, we have an amazing staff in our clerk to council office that help us daily, and we always appreciate their help. And today is one of those special people's birthday. Miss Jackie, we just want to tell you, happy birthday. And thank you for spending your birthday with us this evening. Okay, so next is a presentation of proclamations. A proclamation recognizing the Columbia Rhinos Rugby Football Club as the 2025 USA Club Rugby Men's Division III National Champions. Whereas it is with great pride and respect that I honor the outstanding Columbia Rhinos Rugby Football Club on their 2025 USA Club Rugby Men's Division III National Championship win, unwavering dedication, and ultimate success. Columbia Rhinos Rugby Football Club was established in 1973, and since then, the club has provided an outlet for men to join a brotherhood of rugby players that have lasted for over 50 years. RFC is a Division III club rugby team that is a member of the Carolinas Geographical Rugby Union, and the current home pitch is located at Owens Field Park. Columbia Rhinos won the CGRU regional playoffs in 2024 and in 2025. The Rhinos secured not only the Super Regional title, but won the title of being the #1 Division III club rugby team in the nation by winning the finals in Indianapolis. Columbia Rhinos embrace the importance of engaging and assisting the community with its needs, and coaches and players and veterans of the club have volunteered their time in various community events in and around the Columbia area. The current coaching staff, Philip Villers, Chris Ralston, and Scott Blanchfield, along with club staff members Sam Carter, Daniel Barcy, Chris Butler, and Paul Moreno, have demonstrated their commitment and integral part in the exceptional achievement of the club members for whom they lead. The Columbia Rhinos Rugby Football Club players, Quayes Ardawala, Daniel Barcy, Adam Barea, BJ Burley, Chris Butler, Sam Carter, Chance Connolly, Josh Cooper, Casey Dibble, Kyle Doyle, Ty Elkins, Juan Garcia, Tyler Gillum, Latrell Hodge, Mitchell Huck, Tristan Hunter, Andrew Jones, AJ Jorna, Ben Catafias, Jackson King, Ryan LaPierre, Louis Levque, Paul Moreno, Ryan Muir, Lucas Mullally, Jordan Pulley, Chris Ralston, Danielle Ramey, Xavier Roberts, Justin Roman, Todd Sharir, Jacob Smith, Henko Storm, Mac Swartzenrubber, Caleb Todd, Alex Turner, Joshua Walker, Jace Walling, Anthony Washington, Roger Williams, Thomas Williams, and Rockney Wilson, and their coaches have demonstrated within their club and to the community that success is their priority through athletics, mental alertness, physical growth, discipline, and hard work. Now therefore be it proclaimed that Richland County Council members Derek Pugh, Tyra K. Little, Allison Terratio, Don Weaver, Gretchen Barron, Tish Dozier Aileen, Jessica Mackey, Cheryl English, and Shakise Newton do hereby proudly recognize the Columbia Rhinos Rugby Football Club players and their coaches for their 2025 USA Club Rugby Men's Division III National Championship and for being a symbol of pride and inspiration to Richland County, South Carolina. Now, gentlemen, I greatly apologize for anybody's name. There was a lot, and we didn't practice. I didn't get cards. So please know that it was not on purpose, but we do truly appreciate all of your hard work, and we thank you for being here this evening. And so if you do have a representative that want to come down and say a few words before we take a picture.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen of the Richland County Council. The team really appreciates the proclamation that you have given us. The team has been a part of this community since 1973. Since that time, it's been a brotherhood and a symbol of family, not just a rugby club that goes out and knocks each other around from time to time. We're a tight-knit community within ourselves. We help each other on and off of the field, and we also get involved with community engagements throughout the Richland County area. So again, thank you very much, council members for this proclamation. Thank you for your time.
And also, I want to make sure we recognize our very own Cal. Hey. Yes. Thank you to Cal for bringing this to our attention and really educating us all on what you are doing in our community. So we thank you for what you do at Richland County as well. Vice Chair Pugh.
First of all, I want to say congratulations, men. This is not the first time that I heard about the Columbia City Rhinos. I used to work with Chance Connolly over at the South Carolina National Guard, and he's been teaching me the history of this rugby team for years. I'm talking about going on 10 years. So again, congratulations, gentlemen, and we look forward to celebrating y'all again next year.
I tell you, you stay.
No, sir.
Please join us over at the seal for a photo.
Not at all.
Oh, keep them right there.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So probably what's just get back in there
You being hit.
I am. I need to press in a little bit if possible.
Am I good over here? You'll be told. Okay.
I'm losing the corners there. I can see everybody. I can't see these folks over here. I mean, I'm.
You push me. I don't know, Allison. I'm just gonna hold it. Okay.
Like, our edge here and edge over here.
So, am I better here?
I'm convinced you can't see me.
Some folks could go up there. All right, we have it now. We can see everyone now.
Can you see Miss Barron?
I can't see Miss Barron, no.
See me.
Go on up there beside Mr. Pugh. There you go.
Yes.
Oh, she went up. Okay.
They're not getting home today.
That's good, right?
Do panoramic.
Do not need that.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you so much. If you need anything, let us know. Bring it up.
That sounds fantastic.
Making progress.
Just so you know.
I went on the news.
Thank you.
next is item 5, approval of minutes.
Madam Chair,
You're recognized.
move to approve items 5A through C.
Second.
A motion and second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Brenham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Livingston.
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next is item 6, adoption of the agenda. Administrator Brown, do we have any changes?
No recommended changes.
You recognize Councilwoman Aileen.
I move to amend item 16A on the agenda by adding the following language. An ordinance authorizing a deed to 120 Clemson Road, Columbia, South Carolina, County TMS number R25608-01-38 to Cason Development Group, LLC, the sale thereof, and the execution of the real estate contract.
Second. Any discussion? All right, Madam Clerk?
Brenham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes?
Eileen,
Yes?
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
First two section, the first two kitchens, we're moving to the back section, the back kitchens.
All right.
Madam Chair,
Yes, you recognize.
do we still need to, I think we need a motion to adopt the agenda as amended? Okay.
Yes.
All right, that's my motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Madam Clerk?
Brenham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes?
Eileen,
Yes?
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Next is item 7, report of the attorney for executive session items. Attorney Wright, you recognize?
Yes, Madam Chair. We have 3 items for executive session. 7A, discussion and legal advice concerning the contract for private public pet services pursuant to 30-4-70A2. B, legal advice and ordinance authorizing termination of conservation easement on certain land currently owned by the Ball Family Revocation Trust pursuant to 30-4-70A2. And C, legal advice and ordinance authorizing the termination of a conservation easement on certain lands currently owned by Brenda Quick and the Ball Family Revocable Trust pursuant to 30-4-70A2. And there are no outside counsel.
Thank you. So you've heard the attorney's list this evening. Per council rules, these items will be taken up in our second executive session of the evening because they do not require outside counsel. Next is item 8, citizens' input for items on the agenda not requiring a public hearing. Vice Chair Pugh, did anyone sign up to speak this evening?
Yes, ma'am. We have one person who signed up to speak. That person is Mitch Ray. Mr. Ray, if you can come to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and you have 2 minutes to speak.
Hello. Good evening, Chairman Mackey, Vice Chairman Pugh, Councilman Livingston, and Councilwoman Gretchen Barron is also a board member of the Big Red Barn Retreat. I'd like to, and the rest of the council, thank you for having me tonight. I'd like to introduce myself. It's Mitch Ray. I am the executive director of the Big Red Barn Retreat.
Mr. Ray,
Yes.
can you give us your address, please?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep.
6353 West Shore Road,
Thank you.
Columbia, South Carolina, 29206. Sorry about that.
Are you good?
But thank you all for your continued support of the Big Red Barn Retreat and our mission to help heroes, military service members, and first responders grow through our post-traumatic growth services. Because of your support, the Big Red Barn Retreat has been able to serve 630 Richland County residents since 2023 by attending our post-traumatic growth training. So this includes 40 struggle well classes. Nearly 500 Richland County Sheriff's Department employees have already completed our program with a commitment to send the entire department through our program. We've also been in active discussions with the Columbia Fire Department to do the same. And we've had 46 Warrior Path classes have graduated since 2023. So as the executive director, I just want to say I'm certainly not doing this alone. I'm here with Lamont Christian, Director of Post-Traumatic Growth Training, and my Director of Development, John Charda. So thank you on behalf of the Big Red Barn Retreat for your support of all of our services, and we greatly appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Ray.
Thank you.
That concludes everyone that signed up to speak for that item, ma'am.
Thank you. Next is item 9. Citizens' input must pertain to Richland County matters not on the agenda. Items for which a public hearing is required or a public hearing has been scheduled cannot be addressed at this time. Vice Chair Pugh, do we have anyone sign up?
Madam Chair, we have one person who signed up to speak, and that is Ms. Tanya Rodriguez Hodges. Ma'am, please state your name and your address for the record, and you have 2 minutes to speak.
Certainly. Tanya Rodriguez Hodges, 209 Dawson Road, Suite 1, Columbia 29223. This is a simple one for everyone that is here, including the support staff. Thank you so very much. Lo voy a decirlo en español también. Gracias por todo su apoyo. Thank you for your support, your continued support of LCD, because we would not be here without you. But I bring good news to you today. I know y'all like numbers. So in 2 of our events that were brand new to the county last year, we had 8,000 attendees, 3,000 meals, 500 tourists, and 20 overnight stays. Now, for our food program, our Food for Your Heart, which is, I know, the heart of many of you that sit on this council, we had 9,220 individuals and families served, 41 zip codes reached throughout the county, 66,433 pounds of fresh produce and meals distributed, and 56,000 total of complete meals distributed throughout the county. We could not do this alone. We don't do this alone, but we thank you so very much. And to that end, we brought a cake. Our team and I brought a cake. It was for you, but now it's going to be for someone's birthday. So y'all need to ask for permission if you can have some of the cake. But we always bring a cake annually just to say thank you. And we'll be back with another little surprise and treat for you after 3 Kings. But thank you once again for allowing us to continue to do the work that we so desperately want to do and continue to thrive to be better than the year before. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Madam Chair, that concludes everyone that signed up to speak for that item.
Thank you. Next is item 10, report of the county administrator. Administrator Brown, you recognize.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of council. I have 4 items to cover tonight. The first item under community planning and development, the neighborhood improvement program, neighborhood block party and award recognition. We're going to ask Director Cynthia Williams to come forward, give you an update related to that item. Madam Chair, if you will recognize her, then we will proceed with that item.
Director Williams, you recognize.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I don't like to steal thunder, so if you could recognize one of our neighborhood planners, Ms. Essence Holmes. She was instrumental in planning the neighborhood block party to give you the update.
Come on down, Ms. Holmes. Was this the block party where they had boots on the ground? Yes, I did. The community loved it. I heard lots of good feedback, so thank you so much for organizing a really good event.
Oh, thank you, no problem.
Yes.
So every summer, Richland County's Neighborhood Improvement Program hosts a neighborhood block party, an event many residents look forward to attending. This year, we had over 250 people attend, even despite the weather. It was a huge thunderstorm that happened randomly the minute the event started, but we still had over 250 people. The block party features music, games, food, resources from various county departments and nonprofits, and also a Best Neighborhood Display contest. This contest provides an opportunity for neighbor organizations to show off their accomplishments for the year with funds that they've received from NIP's Neighborhood Enrichment Grant. The winner of this year's contest is the Martin Luther King Lower Waverly Neighborhood Association. I just want to say thank you to them and thank you to the dedication they have for their community. That's it.
Thank you so much. We appreciate the update.
All right, so we did want to recognize them. They could not be here tonight, but we wanted to still take a moment to recognize them. The next item under Community Planning Development comes from our Conservation Division. And you heard a little bit about it before, but it's the Enrich African American Heritage Tour. The Enrich African American History Tour is a self-guided mobile tour to honor the enduring legacy of African American history and heritage in Richland County. It's live and ready for download. The app-based tour spotlights historical sites that celebrate African American leaders and communities and is available for download through Google Play and the Apple App Store. And so the instructions are actually listed there in the agenda packet for folks who are looking at this online or hearing this. If you go to one of those stores, if you open the link from your phone, you'll be prompted to the Apple or Google Play store to download the app. Once the app is downloaded and opened, it will send you directly to the Enrich Tour. If you open the link on the desktop, you'll be prompted to scan a QR code followed by the same steps. And so we want to ask you to be sure to allow the app to use your location to help with the accuracy of the self-guided tour. But they were very excited to let you know that the tour is live and it's up. And so we want to just take this opportunity to communicate that as a part of this report.
Madam Chair, if
I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, you recognize Councilwoman Barron.
Thank you. Mr. Brown, thank you so much for this update, and it's been definitely a long time coming. I'm excited about it as a history buff to be able to download the app and to kind of follow along and make the connection with all the other great historical points that we do have here in Richland County. My question would be that do we plan to promote this app so that, you know, the citizens of Richland County will know that it is readily available through our social media platforms as well as our newsletters and such? Because, you know, otherwise, if they're not paying attention to this meeting, they may not know that this great tool is out there. And as we heard from Ms. Rodriguez-Hodges earlier about making the connection to tourism, I think this is one of those things. I remember sitting in a meeting with them when they were developing early on, and the idea was to connect this as a part of, as people travel to Charleston, to that museum, that they would stop here in Richland County to take the tour, the self-guided tour. So I sure hope that we will promote this in such a manner that it's widespread, that so people would know that we have this great tool right here in Richland County. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, we can do that. All right, the next item is just an item under the facility exterior lighting and community engagement. You may recall we had a conversation about what we are able to do with some of our facilities, and we have previously used some lighting to express support for certain times of year. So one of the things that we've done is we've been a part of the NACO effort to highlight our support for veterans by turning our buildings green. And we just received a request that there may be some additional opportunities coming up on a local level to consider some different events or special occasions or whatnot. So we anticipate something coming back to this body, hearing more details about that. But I did want to bring it up just to kind of communicate that, yes, we do have the ability to turn 2000 Hampton Street, you know, a certain color. We do have the same thing for the Judicial Center and the same thing for the Decker Center. And so as those things come to you, just want you to be prepared to consider and let us know how you might want to move. Don't have any additional details for you at this time, but just want you to know we received a request for the county potentially participating in some of those kind of efforts. The last item that I have for you is a comprehensive plan update. Again, that's located on page 31 and 32 of your packet. And we do have Director Williams here on tonight, but what I'll do is, if you don't mind, I'll give you just utilizing what's in your packet there, a brief update. Madam Clerk, if you would kind of go a little bit lower on the screen there. So right now, we are wrapping up phase 1, phase 2, getting ready to move into phase 3 of the comprehensive planning process. We have gone through with our teams going out, having a number of community meetings where we've received input. And as you can see that the schedule on your screen. So you can see that we talk about for phase 3, You're looking at July 2025 to October 2025. And as a part of that process, one of the things you can anticipate is both receiving information and being asked for information. And so next week, we'll talk more specifically about what I'll be asking for you to do as members of the council representing the districts where you've heard feedback. But we wanted to kind of give you an idea of where things stand and the kind of the wrapping up of the process. So in your packet, you have the dates there. You have an ideal timeline for when we look to complete the receiving of information and then going into the ideal of, the first reading. So in between now and October is going to be really that final wrap up of receiving input both from the community and from county council. So want to touch bases with you on that tonight, put that on your radar, letting you know that, again, we're coming to the kind of conclusion of a process where we've taken a lot of input and a lot of feedback, and we want to make sure that you are aware of kind of what that timeline looked like and kind of where we are in that timeline now. So wrapping up phase 2, getting ready to go into phase 3. After phase 3 concludes, you're looking at beginning to have a first reading. So certainly, again, Director Williams, to see if you have some specific questions related to the comprehensive plan or the update. But with that being said, Madam Chair, that would conclude my report on this evening if there are no questions.
Thank you, Administrator Brown.
Thank you.
Item 11 is report of the Clerk of Council. Madam Clerk, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't have anything at this time.
Next is item 12, report of the chair. 12A is the 2026 Strategic Planning Forum. We are, as the body knows, in July, which is typically the time of year between June and July where we start to talk about our strategic planning forum that takes place every January. And would like to put forth dates this evening as well as a location for the body to take action on. January 14th through 16th of 2026 is the date that I'd like to recommend to the body for our forum to take place. And the location proposed is Charlotte, North Carolina. As you heard Administrator Brown previously go over in his report, our comprehensive plan that we're working on is scheduled to be complete at the end of this year. And that plan, as we know, is the 20-year document that will guide us, Richland County, moving forward for the next 20 years. We also, in this next few months, towards the end of the year, we will work on a refresh or an update of our 2022 strategic plan. So we have goals and objectives that we've worked on as a body over these past 3 years, but we know now it's time to update some of those and look to really plan ahead for our growth moving forward. And so we'll also be entering the next phase of developing an updated strategic plan. So in January, we can meet and look at that plan and then begin to vision and plan out what that will look like for our county as we move forward. I will entertain a motion to accept the location and date. And happy to, thank you.
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Brenham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little. Yes. Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. That concludes my report. Next is item 13, open and closed public hearings. 13A, authorizing the execution and delivery of a fee in lieu of ad valorem taxes and incentive agreement by and between Richland County, South Carolina and Pontiac Solar LLC to provide for payment of a fee in lieu of taxes, authorizing certain infrastructure credits and other related matters. This public hearing is now open. Vice Chair Pugh, do we have anyone signed up to speak this evening?
Madam Chair, no one signed up to speak for that item.
Public hearing is now closed. 13B, an ordinance authorizing a deed to 120 Clemson Road, Columbia, South Carolina, County TMS number R25608-01-38. This public hearing is now open. Do we have anyone to sign up to speak this evening?
Madam Chair, no one signed up to speak for that item.
Public hearing is now closed. 13C, an ordinance authorizing a deed to Northeast South Likes Lane, Columbia, South Carolina, County TMS number R064001-01. This public hearing is now open. Vice Chair Pugh.
Madam Chair, no one signed up to speak for that item.
Public hearing is now closed. 13D, an ordinance authorizing the termination of a conservation easement on certain land currently owned by the Ball Family Revocable Trust. This public hearing is now open. Vice Chair Pugh.
Madam Chair, no one signed up to speak for that item.
Public hearing is now closed. 13E, an ordinance authorizing the termination of a conservation easement on certain lands currently owned by Brenda Quick and the Ball Family Revocable Trust. This public hearing is now open. Vice Chair Pugh.
Madam Chair, no one signed up to speak for that item.
This public hearing is now closed. Item 14, approval of consent items.
Madam Chair,
You recognize Councilwoman Newton.
move to approve items 14A through L.
Second.
A motion and a second for 14A through L. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Brenham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little. Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
We need reconsideration on any of those?
Items E through L, Madam Chair.
Move to reconsider items E through L.
Second.
Motion and a second, reconsideration of E through L. Madam Clerk?
Brenham,
No.
Pugh,
No.
Little. No. Livingston,
No.
Teratio,
No.
Weaver,
No.
Barron,
No.
Eileen,
No.
Mackey,
No.
English,
No.
Newton.
No.
Motion fails.
Thank you. Next is item 15, third reading items. 15A, authorizing the execution and delivery of a fee in lieu of ad valorem taxes and the incentive agreement by and between Richland County, South Carolina and Pontiac Solar LLC to provide for payment of a fee in lieu of taxes, authorizing certain infrastructure credits and other related matters.
Move to approve, Madam Chair.
Second.
Motion and second for approval. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Brenham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Little. Yes. Teratio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Then, Madam
Move to
Chair.
reconsider.
Recognize.
Second.
Motion and second for reconsideration on item 15A. Madam Clerk?
Brenham,
No.
Pugh,
No.
Little. No. Livingston.
No.
Teratio.
No.
Weaver,
No.
Barron,
No.
Eileen,
No.
Mackey.
No.
English,
No.
Newton.
No.
Motion fails.
Next is item 16, second reading item 16A. And I apologize, we amended this and I did not write it down. So can someone help me out with the amended language, please? Thank you. 16A, an ordinance authorizing a deed to 120 Clemson Road, Columbia, South Carolina, County TMS number R25608-01-38 to Cason Development Group LLC, the sale thereof, and the execution of the real estate contract. I'll entertain a motion.
So move, Madam Chair.
Second.
A motion is second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Brenham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little. Yes. Livingston, Teratio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
16B, authorizing the issuance of general obligation bonds in one or more series, tax exempt or taxable, in an amount not to exceed $70 million to fund the cost of certain capital projects, authorizing the county administrator to prescribe the details of the issuance and sale of the bonds and the form and detail of the bonds, providing for the disposition of the proceeds of the bonds and the payment of the bonds and other related matters.
Madam Chair.
Second.
Motion and second for approval. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Brenham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
16C, authorizing the expansion of the boundaries of the I-77 Corridor Regional Industrial Park jointly developed with Fairfield County to include certain property located in Richland County, the execution and delivery of a public infrastructure credit agreement to provide for public infrastructure credits to a company identified for the time being as Project Momentum and other related matters.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second for approval. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Brenham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
Mackey,
I recuse myself due to my parent company representing this applicant.
noted. English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
16D, authorizing the execution and delivery of a fee in lieu of ad valorem taxes and incentive agreement by and between Richland County, South Carolina and Project West to provide for payment of a fee in lieu of taxes, authorizing certain infrastructure credits and other related matters.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion is second for approval. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Brenham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next is item 17, report of the Rules and Appointments Committee. Councilman Barron, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have a couple of appointments to recommend to the full body. The first is for the Accommodation or ATAX Committee. We had 6 vacancies and we conducted 3 interviews. We are recommending to appoint April Morgan, who is the incumbent, for the at-large Daniel Loy, who will represent the hospitality industry, and to re-advertise the remaining vacancies, which would include 2 representatives from the lodging community, 1 from hospitality and 1 from cultural.
You've heard the committee's recommendation. This does not require a second. Is there any discussion?
Chair.
You're recognized, Councilman Branham.
Thank you. I had the opportunity to meet with one of the applicants and recipients of accommodations tax funding over the last few years, just this past week. And so I just personally want to encourage these nominees to, look for the best investment they can to bring, people into our restaurants and people into our places of lodging here in Richland County, and to hopefully be driven by good data and good numbers in the decision-making for the allocations that they make. And that's just me speaking for myself. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Madam Clerk?
Brenham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Recognize Councilman Barron.
Thank you. Our next appointment is for the Board of Assessment Appeals Board. And we had 1 vacancy, and this one was really tough for the committee. However, we did decide to go with Dr. Melita Riley.
You've heard the committee's recommendation. It does not require a second. Is there any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Brenham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English, Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
And that's a yes for English.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. English. Recognize Councilman Barron.
Thank you. And before I move forward with the last appointment, I do want to say that Dr. Riley was extremely committed. We interviewed her from South Africa. So she was very interested in the position, and we feel very confident that she's going to represent well there. And our next appointment and our final appointment, Madam Chair, is for the Hospitality Tax Committee, or HTAX Committee. There were 5 vacancies, and the committee would like to make recommendation to full council. Tanya Rodriguez Hodges, who is the incumbent, who we did hear from tonight, as well as Jessica Croswell and Joseph Tripp Roach. Those last 2 applicants will represent the restaurant industry, and the committee would like to re-advertise the additional 2 vacancies, which are just at-large positions.
You heard the committee's recommendation. It does not require a second. Is there any discussion? Recognize, Council.
Thank you. Just because there's not another item under the Rules and Appointments Committee, I want to thank everybody who has applied and been appointed. I know that there are some folks out there who are interested in applying now. Will we go ahead and update the list on the website so that after this meeting, so that folks will know what has been appointed and what is still maybe outstanding that they can still apply for? Okay. Thank you. Just wanted to make that statement for anybody who might be interested in listening. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so Madam Chair, it is the custom of the clerk's office. They as we make appointments, they will update, get with IT and make sure our website is to date, as well as it's properly aligned with our advertisement for our applications that will be going out shortly. So no problem, Ms. Teresa, that will be taken care of in the normal day-to-day operations of the clerk's office.
Thanks, everyone.
Madam Clerk?
Brenham?
Yes.
Pugh?
Yes.
Little? Yes. Livingston?
Yes.
Teratio?
Yes.
Weaver?
Yes.
Barron?
Yes?
Lean?
Yes.
Mackey?
Yes.
English?
Yes.
Newton?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Next is item 18, report of the Detention Center Ad Hoc Committee. Councilwoman English, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd just like to take this time to thank the staff and everyone for their continued work and support as we bring the detention center in, I'm going to say, into the 25th century, because we're moving and still making changes. Reports reflect that some of the work is still working in some areas, but the progress has really been good. We are reaching out to local legislators, not just to garner support, but to be on the same page, to just have more of transparency between the two. And right now, I want to give Leonardo Brown, Mr. Brown.
Councilwoman English, I think we are losing you. We greatly appreciate your update and recognition of Mr. Brown and all his hard work. Mr. Brown, is there any additional updates that you have for any of the items under the detention center this evening?
I would just say for the folks who are interested, and I know this council has already seen this because you've been in the part of the Detention Ad Hoc Committee, but for folks who are looking for information regarding this item, it is in our packet on pages 380 to 389, where we talk about updates related both to the individuals that are housed at Alvarez Glen. We talk very briefly here, but in detail in the Ad Hoc Committee, that if you look at the numbers that we currently have, population-wise, 25% of the people that are currently detained at Alvarez Glen Detention Center have been there for over a year, awaiting trial. If you look at folks who've been there 6 months or more, that's 50% of the population at Alvarez Glen that's been there for that period of time. We also talked about the progress that we're making in the detention facility related to the updates and the renovations, and we've included those in the packet as well. We've also added a legislative update related to a budget proviso that was passed by the legislature regarding DJJ and the additional $125 per day capital expenditure. That is a fee on top of the per diem that's being charged for the first 25 days. And we talked about the fact that we currently actually show that there are 45 juveniles that are at DJJ. At the time when we had juveniles, that we had about 25, so you can see that they unfortunately have increased. So those are the updates that we gave during the Detention Ad Hoc Committee. We'll certainly take any questions that you have, but again, those items are detailed in your packet, and that's some of the update that we gave during the Ad Hoc Committee meeting, and that Ms. English asked for us to provide to the committee and to the body.
Thank you, Administrator Brown. Councilwoman English, I don't know if you heard that update.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Mr. Brown jumped in for you. Was there anything else you wanted to add under your report this evening?
No, that but I lost the Zoom connection for a second, but Nete restored it. But thank you, Administrator Brown, and thank you, Madam Chair. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Next is item 19, report of the Transportation Ad Hoc Committee. Councilman Livingston, you recognized.
Madam Chair, item 19A, the Saluda Riverwalk Greenway Phase 2 project fund increase. You've had that information in your packet on page 390 through 396. The committee is recommending approval per staff recommendation regarding this particular item, and it explains where those funds will come from and reference the increase.
You've heard the committee's recommendation. It does not require a second. Any discussion? Councilwoman Teresia, you recognize.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to say that I'm glad to see this project moving forward. That's it.
Thank you so much. I think we all are. Madam Clerk.
Brenham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Little, Teratio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Item 19B, which is related to 19A, award of construction, Saluda River Greenway Phase 2. The committee's recommendation was for approval.
You've heard the committee's recommendation. It does not require a second. Is there any discussion? Madam Clerk.
Brenham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little. Yes. Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Chair, item 19C, reference the award of a construction project to, for the Pine View Road at American Italian Parsley. The committee recommendation was for approval of the lowest bidder.
You've heard the committee's recommendation. It does not require a second. Is there any discussion? Madam Clerk.
Brenham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little. Yes. Livingston, Teratio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Item 19D, the Percival Road Sidewalk Project Contingency Increase, committee's recommendation for approval, and information on page 410 through 17, through 417.
You've heard the committee's recommendation for 19D. It does not require a second. Is there any discussion? Madam Clerk.
Brenham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little. Yes. Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Item 19E, award of construction, Broad River Road at Farming Creek Road, traffic signal. Again, that's on pages 418 through 423. The committee's recommendation was for approval.
You've heard the committee's recommendation. It does not require a second. Is there any discussion? Madam Clerk.
Brenham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little. Yes. Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair.
Yes, Mr. Living.
There's one item that's not on the agenda. I just want to give You all should have on your desk an update of the various meetings and projects regarding transportation programs. So please make sure you look at that, have any questions, and make sure the administrator, Ms. Malone, is aware of those concerns. But I think it's a great update of, like I said, the various meetings and projects. Madam Chair, that completes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Livingston.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion for reconsideration of items 19A through E.
Second.
Motion is second for reconsideration of 19A through E. Madam Clerk?
Brenham.
No.
Pugh.
No.
Little. No. Livingston.
No.
Teratio.
No.
Weaver.
No.
Barron.
No.
Lean.
No.
Mackey. English.
No.
Newton.
No.
Motion fails.
Livingston, that concludes your report. Thank you. Next is item 20, other items. 20A, a resolution to appoint and commission Alejandro Busher, I haven't been good with names tonight, as a code enforcement officer for the proper security, general welfare, and convenience of Richland County. I entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion is second for approval. Madam Clerk?
Brenham.
Yes.
Pugh.
Yes.
Little. Yes. Livingston.
Yes.
Teratio.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Barron.
Yes.
Lean.
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Yes, ma'am, it does, Madam Chair.
Move to reconsider.
Second.
Motion is second for reconsideration. Madam Clerk?
Brenham.
No.
Pugh.
No.
Little. No. Livingston.
No.
Teratio.
No.
Weaver.
No.
Barron.
No.
Lean.
No.
Mackey.
No.
English.
No.
Newton.
No.
Motion fails.
20B, a resolution to appoint and commission Matthew Mazel as a code enforcement officer for the proper security, general welfare, and convenience of Richland County.
Move
And
to
it-
approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion is second. Madam Clerk?
Brenham.
Yes.
Pugh.
Yes.
Little. Yes. Livingston.
Yes.
Teratio.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Barron.
Yes.
Lean.
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Move to reconsider.
Second.
Motion is second for reconsideration. Madam Clerk?
Brenham.
No.
Pugh.
No.
Little. No. Livingston.
No.
Teratio. Weaver.
No.
Barron.
No.
Lean.
No.
Mackey.
No.
English.
No.
Newton.
No.
Motion fails.
20C, fiscal year 26, District 5 hospitality tax allocations.
Madam Chair,
You recognize?
move to approve.
Motion is second for approval. Madam Clerk?
Brenham.
Yes.
Pugh.
Yes.
Little. Yes. Livingston.
Yes.
Teratio.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Barron.
Yes.
Lean.
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Move to reconsider.
Second.
Motion is second for reconsideration. Madam Clerk?
Brenham.
No.
Pugh.
No.
Little. No. Livingston.
No.
Teratio.
No.
Weaver.
No.
Barron.
No.
Lean.
No.
Mackey.
No.
English.
No.
Newton.
No.
Motion fails.
Item 21, executive session. Attorney Wright.
Yes, ma'am. There's only those three items previously mentioned for executive session, A, B, and C.
I entertain a motion.
Move, Madam Chair.
Second.
Motion is second to go in executive session to discuss items 7A, B, and C. Madam Clerk?
Brenham.
Yes.
Pugh.
Yes.
Little. Yes. Livingston.
Yes.
Teratio.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Barron.
Yes.
Lean.
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
I don't know.
Entertain a motion?
So move, Madam Chair.
Second.
A motion and second to come out of executive session. Madam Clerk?
Brenham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little, Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Aline,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Please let the record reflect that we went into executive session to receive legal advice on items 7A, B, and C, and no action was taken. We are now at item 22, motion period. I did not receive any motions prior to tonight's meeting. And item 23,
Move to adjourn.
Second.
motion and second for adjournment. Madam Clerk?
Brenham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little, Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Aline,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.